If you're curious about how ULTY works and you want to look under the hood, this is the video for you. I go to the ULTY website every single day. I download intraday trades, I download the holdings, I see what they've bought and sold, and I track it all in Google Sheets and this website called EquityStat. So in this video, I'm going to explain some of the trades that they've placed recently since September, see how profitable they are, and you guys at the end of the video should have a very good understanding of what's going on in that ULTY portfolio. So what you're looking at now on screen is my tracking of about 12 stocks that they hold or have held recently. The two highlighted in yellow, Figma and Pony AI, are two that they sold recently. As you can see, they took some losses here. In this column, we've got net profit and loss. In this column here, we've got the profits or losses they made from options trading. And here we've got the stock gains or losses. And here we have total return. So just looking at Figma, we see that their total return was minus 12.9%. On the stock, they lost $22.8 million, but they were able to generate $7.2 million in options premium for a net of $15.5 million. Pony AI was a similar story where they lost some money on the stock trade, about $16 million. They made $6.4 million in options credit, and they took a net loss of about $10 million for a total return of minus 9.63%. So let's look at who had the best total return, and we'll sort this here and see that at the bottom it's Cipher Mining, which is like a crypto mining stock. This was up 13.67%. They still hold it. The stock has lost them about $575,000, but they're up in options $7.7 million, so they have a net profit so far on this trade. Now, $7.7 million is not the largest. We see here in this row, Symbotic, SYM, they're only up 3.61% on the trade, but they have a large net profit of $12.6 million. A lot of that comes from the stock gain of $20.1 million. On the options, though, because that stock's appreciated so much, they've had to buy back some of those calls that they've written. So that's cost them about $14 million, but they did sell some shares for a realized gain of $6.9 million. Now, just to pause there and explain why I don't have the full 20 stocks in the ULTY portfolio. That's because some of them they've held on to for much longer than I've been tracking. So right now, I only look at about 12 or so stocks, about 10 active ones, which represents about $9 billion of the portfolio. And when you consider that it's a $2.8 billion portfolio right now with about $400 million in cash, I think this is a pretty good representation of what they're doing, at least for their most recent trades since September. Now, looking at the biggest losers from the portfolio, we've got QUBT, which is a quantum stock. This one is not only the biggest percentage loser, but it's also the biggest stock loser and the biggest loser in terms of net profit, or in this case, loss. So they're down 14.56% in total, down $27.8 million in stock loss. They have generated $10.7 million in options premium, which is good to see, but that net loss is $17 million on paper right now. So speaking of options premium, that is also almost their biggest options premium, but that honor goes to Rocket Companies, another one that's down. This Rocket Company is only down 6.29%, down $23.4 million in stock, up $12.9 million in options for a net loss right now of $10.4 million. So let's put all this into context and get you guys the average of these total returns and some of these other numbers as well, so we can really see what's going on here. So it looks like the average total return for these trades is down 3.36%. Let's see what the average stock gain or loss is. We'll have to do another formula. And let's put some symbols on that. So down 8.7 million is the average. And options, the average premium is about 4.1 million. And let's look at the average net profit or loss, because these are the total numbers and these are what drive the NAV. And that is $3.597 million. So let's get a total from that as well. And the total from that is minus $43 million. So quite a lot that they are down right now. Remember, this is just paper losses in some cases. These two are real. So this number could change, but no matter what, they're going to be down about 25 million on these two trades, Figma and Pony. Now let us look at the win rate. So out of all of these, how many are profitable? So we'll say that they have 12 trades on right now, and that is 4 out of 12. So 4 out of 12 is 33%. So we can see that they are only winning about 33% of these trades that we've been tracking. Now I do want to show you how some of these trades look in reality and on a chart. So in this case, we've got the Figma one. These right here are all the options trades that they've placed. These are all the buys that they've placed. And right here, this chart is pretty cool because it shows how the stock has appreciated or lost money, how the options trades have worked, and what the net of that is, just in a visual format. So this is Figma, and we see that in the green line, that's the net options credit. So typically you'd want to see this above the 0 line. You'd want to see it positive. But when they started out, it cost them a lot of money to put these options trades on, because you can see the red line, the stock shot up. So they started pretty much flat at 0, but when the stock started gaining, when they had about a $14.4 million gain in the stock, that blew through some of their covered calls and they had to buy it back. So that cost them, and that's why the options net credit went down. But that gain was enough to offset the loss in the options, so they were positive about 5.6 million to begin with. Unfortunately, Figma's stock then tanked and they were down about 20 million on the stock. In addition to being down on the stock, they were also down on the options credit, but not as much because they wrote some more calls or maybe they sold some more puts, and they were down 24.9 million in net. So negative on stock and negative on options, a terrible place to be. And that's pretty much how they were for a while as the Figma stock kept going down. But then we saw as the Figma stock recovered, they held their options premium, their stock recovers, their profit overall on the trade goes up, and you can see when the Figma stock got above what they paid for it in this red point here, they were up 1.5 million on the trade. They were still down in options premium, but the black line crossed over, meaning they were in between, which is generally where you want to be when you're placing these trades. It was good to see that the green line went up. They kept generating more and more options premium, but the stock again took another hit, down 20 million, and there's only so much they can do. Stock keeps falling, but it was like a 2-to-1 where stock is down 20 million, but they've only got 11 million in premium. So the net of that was 8 million in losses. They decided to take a loss on that there. Eventually they closed out of the trade, selling off the stock, and that's where we see they took that $22 million loss, got their options, and then total loss was 15.5 million. So I hope you guys enjoyed that review of the ULTY portfolio. I'm going to be putting more videos out looking at specific stocks in here, so be sure to subscribe if you want to get notified when those videos come out. And thanks so much for watching. Truly appreciate everyone who watches, leaves a comment, likes, and subscribes. It's great to see, and it keeps me motivated to keep putting out videos for you guys. So thanks so much, and see you in the next video. Guys, the Roger Sands Dividend Life is going on the road. From October 27th to November 12th, I'm going to Vietnam. Now that means, unfortunately, I won't be able to put out a daily ULTY portfolio update video. So I've come up with a solution that I hope will work for you. I've created a Substack newsletter where I can still provide daily ULTY portfolio updates just in written format. I'll still have the screenshots. I'll talk about what they bought, what they sold, how those options trades are doing, all the stuff you'd get in the video format, just in a newsletter. So if you're interested in getting an email from me about how ULTY is doing, go to the link in the description of this video. You can sign up for my newsletter. It's 100% free, and you'll still get the information you want about ULTY and the portfolio. So thanks so much, and I will see you in another video.